I'm convinced the MCU could use one Marvel villain perfectly to redeem the Hulk's current story in the franchise, especially because they've already helped set up said villain's debut via all three Iron Man movies. The MCU timeline hasn't exactly had a villain shortage by any means in the years since it first began, but there are still many prominent and potent Marvel antagonists yet to face the spotlight in the franchise. This is exciting for a lot of reasons, but perhaps most prominently because it offers the chance to take the franchise in new and promising directions that otherwise might not be possible. For example, the lore and comic stories of several Marvel villains offer ways for certain heroes to be more central to the franchise's plot, or otherwise to adjust their overall arcs in response to them having to face these new threats. I think one such Marvel villain offers a prime chance for the MCU to redeem the Hulk's arc in upcoming MCU releases, and could even do so in several different ways thanks to one of Marvel's most interesting recent comic stories regarding the character. The MCU's Hulk story has stagnated in recent years, partially because of the lack of Avengers movies, since the Hulk's MCU story has primarily been told through these crossover films, and partially because focus has been far more on other aspects of the franchise. The chance for this to be changed around seemed to present itself before the release of Captain America: Brave New World, since the story having so many major Hulk villains, including both the leader and the Red Hulk, looked as though it would tie in naturally with the Hulk himself making an appearance. However, this was not the case, meaning the Red Hulk's MCU debut fight was instead against a lone Captain America, reducing the capacity with which the MCU iteration of the character can be considered an opponent of the Hulk, and limiting the chances of us getting to see a Hulk versus Hulk fight in the MCU, since Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross ends up sentenced to time in the raft following his berserker breakdown and transformation into the Red Hulk. As such, it seems more likely that a Hulk resurgence will require other villains instead. With the leader also in confinement at the end of Captain America: Brave New World, and it looking perhaps too early to bring Red Hulk and the leader back into play as central antagonists, it seems the MCU may find itself in a position where using a different comic villain to center its version of the Green Goliath may be a more beneficial approach.